What's up, my squad beans? Today I'm so thrilled to finally be able to react to the Seahawks official 2021 NFL schedule. How exciting is it to finally have the full slate, a new 17-game season instead of a 16-game season. So one extra week, we're going into our last game being on the 9th of January. So there's so many things to react to. This is the first time in a very long time that I feel like the schedule makers have had Seattle's back, and because of that, it has drastically changed my previous opinion and my previous prediction about how Seattle's season finishes. Be sure to leave in that comment section below, what was your reaction when you saw the Seahawks schedule come out? I'm going to tell you mine right now. Okay, so first thing you look for every single year when the schedule comes out, just like everyone looks for, you want to look for that bye week. You also want to look for your week 1 opponents. You want to look for your primetime matchups. I think we were blessed with our primetime matchups. We had 5 primetime matchups. I really like how they gave us our bye week in week 9 and who we play after our bye. The Green Bay game, I've had that circled as a loss since I saw who our opponents were this upcoming season, and I'm changing that right now. We're playing them after our bye. Green Bay has beat us in Green Bay so many times. We're not going to be down for that game. We're going to be up. We're going to be ready for it, and it's going to be after our bye. So I say now we beat Green Bay, whereas before we got the schedule, I said we were going to have that be a loss. Another loss that I had previously predicted that I'm going to change is when we play at Indy. Now it's going to be week 1 that we are at Indy, whereas prior, I didn't know when it was going to be. And if it was going to be late season when Frank Wright and Carson Wentz and that offense and that defense have had a chance to get on the same page through an offseason of hard work and some earlier on games of the season to get that chemistry going, I thought Seattle was going to lose that matchup. I no longer state that we are going to lose to Indy. I say we open up strong with a victory. I also really like how we end the season. This is one of the strongest and most favorable season-ending schedules that Seattle's had in years, at least as long as I can remember. We finish versus Chicago, versus Detroit, and at the Arizona Cardinals. At Arizona is not going to be a gimme, but versus Detroit and versus Chicago, thank you, football gods, for blessing us towards the end of our schedule. Let's go through week by week and make my predictions. So week 1, I have us winning at Indy. I think the chemistry is going to be the biggest difference here. I already talked about it, so let's move on to week 2. Then we are versus Tennessee, and I think we win that game because I didn't like how Tennessee drafted. No pass rush is not going to get you a win in Seattle. You have to be able to get after Russell Wilson, and they're not going to be able to do that. So I say we beat Tennessee. Then we're at Minnesota, and this is a matchup that we have dominated over the past couple of years. I say we continue dominating. I say it's a well-fought ball game. Minnesota's respectable. They have good talent. Justin Jefferson is a stud. Adam Thielen is a stud, but they need more than what they have. Kirk Cousins is not as good as Russell Wilson, and I think that ends up being the biggest difference here, not to mention how bad their defense is compared to Seattle's heading into the season. So I say Seattle gets it done. Then for our first divisional matchup of the season, we are at San Francisco 105 on a Sunday. I say we lose this game. Yes, unfortunately, I think we lose at San Francisco early on in the season. It's our first loss of the season, and it shows us how human we are against a really good San Francisco team that hopefully will be much healthier than they were last year. You never want to see anyone get hurt. Then, unfortunately, for our first primetime game in our second divisional matchup, I have us losing versus the Los Angeles Rams. And it's going to be a short week from that San Francisco loss to the Thursday night football game that we have versus the Rams. Unfortunately, I have us losing that game in a nail-biter at home. But that primetime game marks the start of 3 straight primetime games, including at Pittsburgh on Sunday Night Football and versus New Orleans on Monday Night Football. I have both of those games being a victory for Seattle. Our last game before our bye, and this has the potential to be a trap game versus Jacksonville. I'm really high on Jacksonville. Jacksonville's going to be a good team, better than people are predicting this year. I do think that we get this game done. It's a trap game potentially right before the bye, but I do think that we win moving forward. So at our bye, I say the Seahawks are 6-2 heading into Green Bay. Coming out of our bye, the Seahawks start strong and we win at Green Bay to send a message that we are not to be toyed with. And then we get ahead of ourselves and lose at Arizona the following week in typical Seahawks fashion. After that, we have 2 back-to-back primetime games at Washington on Monday Night Football and hosting San Francisco on Sunday Night Football. That's 2 more dubs for Seattle, pushing our record to 9-3 on the season. Then we have to be careful because there's a trap game. We play San Francisco at home, and then we are on the road at the Los Angeles Rams. And between them, we play probably the worst team in football in the Houston Texans. And the Jets beat the Rams last year, so anything is possible. Let's not overlook Houston, even though it is very easy to between two teams that, according to my predictions, would have beat us earlier on in the season. So this is a very possible trap game, but I just think we're too much better than Houston. Seattle gets it done, advancing to the Rams. Then in payback for what happened earlier on in the season, Seattle beats the Rams. We're splitting it with them. I'm not hearing it. Then in typical Seahawks fashion, after a very impressive victory that maybe we were underdogs in, we lose the following week to a team that we should have beat. That's right, I'm predicting we lose at home versus Chicago now, whereas prior to the schedule being released, I had us beating Chicago. Finally, we finish out the season versus Detroit and at Arizona. I think that this is 2 straight victories for Seattle. So before the schedule came out, I said Seattle finishes the season 12-5. I'm switching it 13-4, the new prediction, because the scheduling gods have our back for once. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Don't forget to join the family. Hit that subscribe button and join this channel. Hit that notification bell to see all my latest uploads. This is my 3rd video of the week. Show me some love. I'm out here working for you guys. I'm still taking classes, but I'm only in 1 class over the summer. Come fall, it's gonna be very different. So I'm trying to get as much content out to you guys as I can before the end of the summer. Be sure to leave in that comment section below what was your reaction to the Seahawks schedule release. As always, go Cougs.